Okay guys, so this is DRG 15 and this topic is called linear scaling. So, what is linear scaling? When you recreate an image, say a diagram, to a given scale. So, we have enlargements and reductions, where we get to enlarge through a scale and we get to reduce through a scale. But we have different now. Hold on. To enlarge or reduce, we need to be given a point onto which the scale leads to and leads from. We have three types of poles. We have the corner pole, which is called, why is it called the corner pole? Because if I had to drop this vertically and this horizontally, it would lead to a corner. That's why it's the corner pole, because it's in the corner of the diagram. By that same means, it could have been over here. It could have been in the corner, but it's not. So we have the corner pole. We have the center pole, which is in the diagram, not necessarily always in the center, but in the diagram. And we have the external pole, which is anywhere on the outside of the diagram. Okay? Now, let's see our first question. Enlarge the saucepan below by a scale of 3:2. Now, if I wanted to, I could have given you this question, and I could have cut out enlarge. I could have told you, construct the saucepan below by a scale of 3:2. But then you would have told me, Miss, but how do I know whether I have to enlarge it or reduce it? By looking at the scale. If the first number, and take note of this, write this down on your papers. If the first number is bigger than the second number, you have to enlarge. Okay? So remember that. If the first number is bigger than the second number, you have to enlarge. Let's say, though, that instead of like this, it was given to me like this. 2:3. So the first number is smaller than the second number. In this case, where the first number is smaller, you would have to reduce. Okay? So if the first number is bigger, you enlarge. If the first number is smaller, if this first number here is smaller, you reduce. Okay? So let's start it. First thing I'm gonna do, from here, I'm gonna draw a line to the most convenient point, which for me would happen to be this one over here, okay? So, like this. And I'm gonna extend it out. Why? Because since I'm gonna enlarge, the image is gonna be bigger. So I just extend the lines. Extend them as much as you want, okay? Let me extend it a little more, in fact. Okay? Now, we're going to create a division of a line over here. And, listen, the division of a line always has to start from the pole, whether it's a corner pole, whether it's a center pole, or whether it's an external pole. The division of a line always has to start from the pole. Now, how many arcs am I gonna do? The number of arcs depends on my scale. I don't add them. I don't do 3+2. But I see the bigger number I have of the scale, which in this case happens to be 3. Okay, now if it were like this and if it were a reduction, I would still see what the bigger number is. I don't just take the first one. I see what the bigger number is and I use that one. So in this case, the bigger number is the first number and that number is 3. So I make 3 arcs. 1, 2, 3. Now, if I have to enlarge it to 3, so this figure would tell me that this figure is 2. If I have to enlarge it to 3, then this has to be 2. So I take 2 to the points of the diagram. Then I set my set square to the angle 2, and from 3 I draw the line until it meets the horizontal line, which is here. Why until it meets the horizontal line? Because like this, I've established this point, but over here. So I found the corner of the saucepan in the enlarged form. Okay? So now next step, I'm gonna draw a line from the pole through each and every single point I have on the diagram. Remember, each and every single point. There, okay? Now, from here, I have a vertical line going up to this line. So I draw a vertical line from here to this line. Okay? Because look, they're both the lines at which the the vertical ended. Now, from here to this line, be careful, it's not this line, it's this line. I have another horizontal line. So horizontal from here to here. Okay? Now I have vertical straight down. I have this. And it's also from here it extends to the outside. Look, from here to the outside. Now you can ask me, Miss, but how will I find this depth if it's all on a straight line? Well, you have this point. And this point happens to be this point. So from there, I can just take out the horizontal and I've created my saucepan. Okay? Now, for the center pole and the external pole, the same rules apply. Nothing changes, okay? So, create a division of a line, run a line from the pole through a point. In this case, look, the scale was 4:3. So this original diagram is based on the 3. So, I ran the line from here through here. I drew a line from 3 to the point. I made a parallel line from 4 to the point. Okay? So I allocated this point. Then from the pole, you draw out all the lines through all the points. Okay? Through each and every single point, remember. And then I set my set square like this. I have this line. Yeah? I set my set square like this. I draw this line. Okay? Continue going on. Okay? It will keep going till here. Okay? Then you set your set square like this and you draw this line. Okay? Now with the external pole, same thing again. From the pole you do the division of a line. In this case, it's 2:1. It's 2:1. So 1 is of the original image. So I had drawn a line from the pole to 1 point. Draw a line from 1 to this point. Carry out a parallel line over here. I found the new point because look, it's on the same line. And from here, I start carrying out the rest of the lines. Don't forget, from the pole, draw a line through each and every single point. Okay?